This is not a direct part of the sutras, but is necessary for you to know. You will understand why. When we talk of God in any form, we always first have to settle on the divinity in God, based on 3 grahas, Sun and Jupiter. Most religions abide by a principle of a Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, or Holy Spirit. Okay? The Mother, the Father, the Guru, also is a concept. It's Sun, Moon, Jupiter, which is the basis for all this. Trinity. There are 2 views that you can apply to the Trinity within Hinduism, but they all apply to Shiva, Vishnu, and Devi. They all apply to that. Not Brahma. In fact, Brahma, as I'll teach you in a later class, has a connection to Devi. Because who creates? Brahma creates. But to have the ability to create, to conceive, he must have the power of Devi. So there is an unmanifest, which is Brahma, and manifest, which is Devi, of the same principle. Because we will not worship Brahma, but we will worship Devi, we will treat this Trinity as Father, Mother, and Guru. Or, we have 2 types. It can be that the Sun is Shiva, the Moon is Parvati, and Jupiter is Vishnu. That's one. Another one. The Sun is Narayan, the Moon is Lakshmi, and Jupiter is Shiva. Moon always stays the same. Shiva and Vishnu can exchange places. Sun and Jupiter can exchange places. Now, the word Vishnu. The word Vishnu comes from the word Vishdhatu, the one who removes poison. So worshipping Vishnu is supposed to suppress or remove poison. Wherever Saturn is in your chart, when you say the name Vishnu, you are suppressing Saturn. Saturn is carrying the poison. He is not the poison, but he carries it. He carries it. You need a physical pot to carry it. Saturn is the carrier. Poisons are also things like drugs, aphrodisiacs, and things like that. Saturn in your chart will carry those things. If a person is addicted to drugs, it's because of Saturn in the chart. When you say Vishnu, 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 you remove that poison. If you met a person during Saturn Antardasha, when you say Vishnu, 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 that person will feel the burden of Vishnu's name on their head. Because you're establishing purity in them. If you have a child born in Saturn Antardasha and you say Vishnu, 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 the child could get into a bit of a ruckus because you're forcing poison to be removed from that child. Okay? So be careful with this name. Know what you're doing. But always say it. It's good to remove poison.
Just say Vishnu, Vishnu.
Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. Om Vishnave Namo. It's a good mantra. To understand about the definition of Hinduism, which is necessary because we are studying Desha. Remember Upadesha Sutras, Upadesha Vyakashama. We have to study Desha. And we're going to study Parashara. But not from Brihat Parashara Shastra. This is from Vishnu Purana, which he wrote also. So we're studying Vishnu Purana. Uttaram yamta samudrasya himadres chaiva dakshinam varshatat bharatam nama bharati yatra santate navayojana sahasro vistaro shyama mahamune karma bhumir iyam svarga amappavargancha gachatam. He is describing here Bharata. And he's describing the word Hindu. So, the English were not the one who came up with the word Hindu. Vishnu Purana is very, very old. It precedes the British by a lot. Bharatavarsha, which we know as the ancient India, lies between the Himadri in the north, Uttara. It is in Uttara. It says that Uttaram Samudrasya Himadreschaiva. So that means the Himadri is in the north. And it lies between the sea, this Sagara or Samudra, which is in the south. We know this Sagara as Bindu Sagara. The name Bharata has been given to this land. And these are the children of Bharati. The people who are born in this land, the souls who incarnate in this land, are the children of Bharati. Another name for Bharati is Saraswati. This is why we call this place the cradle of religion. It is Saraswati's children who were born here. She is the mother of this land, which is called Bharata. And people born there, they will study her knowledge. The name Hindu is derived from the initial phoneme, that is Himadri, he. And who is the father, the sky father or mountain father. And ending in the Indian Ocean, which is the mother, called Bindu or Indu. Hindu comes from that word. Good parasha. Fantastic. Why are we studying Vishnu? Because we have to study his brother. He says, Om Namo Bhagavate Balabhadraya. Recite after me.
Om Namo Bhagavate Balabhadraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Balabhadraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Balabhadraya.
And our description. I'll tell you who Balabhadra is. Patala Nama Danschaste Vishnoryo. What? Vishnorya Tamasitana Sheshakya Yat Gunanvatum Nashatka Daityadanava. Translation. Below the 7 talas is that form of Vishnu, whose body is of Tamas Guna and is called Shesha. Neither the Daitya nor the Danava have a clear idea of his being and opulences. Who are the Daitya and Danava? Daitya.
No, those are the...
Daitya. Some people like to club them under one word. Asura. Okay, Asura. Daitya comes from the word Diti. And their mother was Diti. Diti means that which is broken. What is broken? The lineage is broken. Aditya, unbroken. Ditya, broken. They have the same father, all these Daityas. Kashyapa Rishi. So, those who do not know their Gotra are normally said to be belonging to Kashyapa Gotra. Because they are those who are broken off from the lineage. But there are some who do belong to Kashyapa Gotra. And they remember their Gotra is Kashyapa Gotra. And they belong to the Aditya. They are not broken lineages. So who are these Asura? These are the same as everybody here. Everybody. Some remember, some don't. Daitya, Aditya. That's all right. Danava. Danava are a bit different. They are from the mother Danu. These are called those who are merciless. They like to fight. They are aggressive. We have a few leaders, world leaders who are like that, right? Yeah.
Maya Danava.
What?
There is a Maya Danava in Vastu books.
Yes. Danava refers to, or Danu, Danava. One who is merciless, eager to fight, cannot help but be aggressive in wanting to fight. Is it their fault? Really? I don't know. You could be reborn as a Daitya, Danava, because of your past karma. And later you can be reborn as an Aditya. You can be reborn as a Sura, a Deva. You can. All options are there. It's only based on past karma that these changes are there. Only. It is not defined by whether you are born in India or abroad. Also. Just because you don't remember your Gotra. You should be labeled as something, no? In Serbia, they have a beautiful principle of Kula Devata. their family deity. That is linking them back. Other families have similar linkages based on their family. Their saints associated. Rishis are saints. Now, the guna of the Atma, Manas and body are different based on the threefold expansion of Narayan. Sheshanaga is of a tamasic rupa. What?
No.
Okay.
Not the
Okay.
Shesha, that's what I wanted to say.
The Atma is Shuddha Guna, which means pure nectar and of Sattva. Rajas, the mana is like the expansion of Vasudeva with Sattva and Rajas, and an inherent tendency to enjoy the Rajas. That is the mind. The body is like the next expansion to the material physical world of the three guna, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Okay, so when he says that his body is of Tamas Guna, Sheshanaga is of Tamas Guna, it's referring to that it's a physically manifested aspect. It doesn't lack Rajas or Sattva. He is a Naga. You've heard the word Guru. What did the word Gu mean? Means ignorance. Gu. And Ru, showing light on ignorance. Guru. We say that light, that fire is suppressing the ignorance. That Gu or Ga is that ignorance or darkness. Okay? So he is a Naga. Na, saying no to darkness. So when people translate Naga as snake, it's not appropriate. Because Sarpa and Naga are two different things. Two very different things. Naga is saying no to darkness, no to ignorance. And it is only because of this Shesha Naga that there is light in these places called Patala, these nether regions, these talas. See, imagine you have the earth here, is flat. Above the earth is the sun. And there are 7 lokas above, or actually 6. Earth is considered one of the lokas.
Yeah.
6. And they all are able to get sunlight. The talas are below the earth, they say, where there is no light. The light which is coming from there is artificial because there's no sunlight. And is illuminated only by the Naga, who having jewels on his hood, make sure there is light down there. But it's artificial light. Right? Like when we are turning on the light at night, that light bulb, Naga has a huge amount of light bulbs to illuminate those talas. Okay?
So is that then a symbol of lack of knowledge because it's not pure light? And
Yes, exactly. They lack sight, they lack the original light. By being born as a human being in Bhuloka, you are ready to receive that light. You have a choice. You can say, I will accept God, or I will not accept God. If you choose not to, you'll go to the talas. You may come back, and then have a choice again. Okay? That's all it is. Now you will not think so badly about asuras and daityas and danavas. You probably have been that a few times already. Hundreds of lifetimes, God knows. And now you are moving towards that light, which is above. So next life, one of those 7 lokas is yours. One of them. For a temporary period of time. Maybe permanent stay. Stay there permanently, do all your guru mantras and get moksha from there. Why do you have to come down? Right? Remember your guru mantra, you'll stay there, they say.
But they are saying the earth must become place in
Become?
order to go to bring the loka.
Oh, you can stay in one of the lokas in Goa. Get moksha.
From there?
You can, yes. The rishis, their main purpose is to get to Satyaloka and stay there. And they'll keep doing mantras there and doing their things till they get moksha from there. You can. The difference is, this earth you have to come back to undergo karma. Karma you have to undergo here. What if you have no more karma left? But you're not ready for moksha. You can be enlightened, completely pure, but you're not ready for moksha. Because you're not detached. Detachment is not a criteria for being pure or being enlightened. You could be fully enlightened about this world, but you're still not detached. We know that. We have seen examples. The rishis don't just get moksha. Why are the rishis hanging around here if they could get moksha, right? Have you ever thought of that? Don't you think if you were a rishi and you had the choice, stay here or get moksha, the choice would be simple? Very, very simple. Right. If you were a rishi, say, forget this world, go. Go. Because if you stay, you may have to do karma. If you are so knowledgeable to know all this about the entire universe, everything, and understand the cycle of birth and rebirth and everything, and you know your entire past lives, you can almost predict your future, exactly as it will be for the next 7 lives. You think you will stay? You want to stay. Even remembering your past life, all of you want to go. Just you remember one day, you say, that's it, I'm leaving. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. Vivekananda learned that within a week he left. 1 week left. Bye. Okay. He is also called Ananta. Shesha Naga. The word Shesha is also called Ananta. So you understand him better as Ananta. Alright? You will refer to him as being the one whom Vishnu sleeps on. He is holding all the lokas up. All of them are held up by him. They fall apart if he is not there. So this is interesting. Imagine you have all 14 lokas and there's one Naga holding all of them up. He is so powerful that he can hold these lokas up. So powerful. Isn't he worshipable? If he has such strength. In Orissa, we call him Balabhadra. He's also known in more recent literature as Balram. He's the same. We see Nagas from Ketu. And they say that all creatures in this world are possessing a small tail. Small tail. Like we have a backbone. There's a part of the backbone, the part which is at the bottom, that is like a small tail. If you can say this, even there's like a spiritual tail hanging there. And the head is held by Balabhadra. So everybody's having a small tail. Your head is with Balabhadra. Until you get that head, you have not understood this world. You are not enlightened. So he is the one who grants it. He says, oh, now you're ready for your head. Here you go. Until then, you're just headless running around like Ketu. No head. Just only tail. When you get this head, moksha. That is why Nagas are seen from Ketu. Yo ananta patayate siddhir devi devarishi pujita sa sahastra shira vyakta swastikam bushne. What it says here is the Siddhi Devi, which are the Mahavidya, the Deva also, and the Rishi worship him as Sri Ananta. He has 1,000 heads. Hence we say we have this concept of Sahasra Nama. So when you're doing a Sahasra Nama, 1,008 names of any form of God, you're also worshipping Ananta. This is embedded in the whole principle. And you're supposed to worship him with a pure and clear sign of the swastika. Which color is pure?
White.
Yeah? Okay, so draw white on this wall, please. Draw swastika. So what color must the wall be for you to draw white? Another color? But most walls are white. So your concept of purity is white. Which sign is white? In the zodiac? Taurus, Vrishabha. Yes? Taurus? Yes? So you consider Taurus a very pure sign? Which sign establishes purity? Huh? Aishis. So that means like So you said somebody said Dano, somebody said Paishi. Okay. Good, fine. Alright. Good. To some extent, yes. Which is that color which will purify all these signs and transform them into purity. Because that is where you are. Which sign? Huh?
Scorpio.
Scorpio's red.
Yeah, red.
Which color is Scorpio?
Yellow.
Gold.
Yellow. So this pure clean swastika is of yellow color. You're supposed to take water, turmeric and sandal paste and mix together and draw a swastika on the wall and hope police doesn't see it. And then you're supposed to worship it. And by worshipping it, you're worshipping Ananta. You're worshipping Balabhadra. When a person gets Gayatri initiation, the swastika is drawn on the head. Most people associate the swastika with Lakshmi. In fact, in the swastika, Lakshmi is the dots between the swastika, the bindu. But these lines are Balabhadra or Sheshanaga or Ananta. So, his relevance is very important. One fellow, some 50 years ago, he put a swastika on his flag and he almost took the entire area of Europe. Decided to almost conquer the world with that. So it's a very powerful sign. It's a very powerful symbol. Okay? He should not have made it crooked. Then he would have won. He would have won. He should not have made it crooked. Okay. Now here's something interesting. The Mahavidya worship him. So when you're doing Mahavidya sadhana, you should think about this Naga. Okay? What does it also mean? If you worship the Naga, you will get the fruits of all your Mahavidya sadhana, Rishi sadhana, Deva sadhana, everything will come from this Naga. He will do it. Now you have a mantra to do it with. Om Namo Bhagavate Balabhadraya. This is our tradition's mantra to do this.
What does it look like? What is?
Swastika?
Yes.
How is it drawn? 2 S's. Okay? You draw one S like that, and then the other S like that.
Ah.
Yes. 2 S's. I will stand here. I'll just. Sorry. One S like that, the other S like that. Remember S. Hitler had it also reversed upside down like the Buddhists do. But that was a different relevance.
And we're very happy he did it so he lost. Otherwise, he'd speak German right now.
Yes, yes.
It sounds like
Mahavidya would be Bhutar Vidya, isn't it?
Yeah. Muti Vidya.
must be drawn by yellow color.
Yellow. Mixed haldi. Haldi. Like we did with the yasi under the first day, haldi sandal paste and all.
It would be Muti Vidya.
Muti Vidya. Muti.
Is there some direction to put in our house?
Eastern wall.
Eastern.
What we do is, we draw the swastika first. We take the little bit of sandal paste which is left and we accept as the offering. Then we sit and do the meditation. Okay. If you have problems with people looking at what you draw on walls and things like that, then maybe you just draw the piece of paper and then after you're done you can hide it somewhere. No problem. Shri Ananta rules the vertical upward direction of moksha and sits in the bottom of every spine as the Kundalini Naga. When he raises his hood, then the Kundalini rises and the 1,000 heads are symbolic of the 1,000 petal lotus or Sahasra Chakra which lights up. So he is the one who's making the entire Kundalini move. Him alone. So when we said he is the one holding up all the lokas, he's also the one holding up all the chakras. Same one. He holds up everything. Vishnu is sitting somewhere here on a Hatha Chakra and resting on him, sleeping like that on him. Okay? Vanamani sahastrena yatsa vidyotayan disha sarvan karoti viryan hitaya jagato asuran. 1,000 nagamani. Nagamani, that means gems on the hood. At least we think that's what it means. 1,000 nagamani, gems on his hoods, shine like 1,000 suns, throwing their light in all the regions, Saptaloka and Tala, and even beyond. For the sake of benefiting the universe, he makes the Asura completely weak by drawing out their strength. So all these fellows in the Talas, he completely suppresses. He draws out their strength. What does that also mean? You also have Talas in you. You have Lokas, right? How about Peril? They're Talas. He can suppress the negative influences of those Talas on us. You think most people are hanging around Bhuloka? Honestly, they're hanging around some Tala. They even live here, they're hanging around some Tala down here. You know? They think with these organs underneath here somewhere, more than up here. Now we'll describe Balabhadra. Do you mind if I just read the translation? Okay. His eyes roll fiercely, and he wears a single earring, a crown, and a wreath over each eyebrow. Do you know what a wreath is? It's like it's something you wear here. In the old days, they do usually silver or gold. You could have put up here. Okay. He glows like white mountains engulfed by a flame. He wears reddish purple, we call it infrared also, symbolic, clothes and a white necklace. It's a pearl necklace. And looks like Mount Kailash with the heavenly Ganga flowing through it. Nice, eh? He holds a plow and a mace and is attended by Varuni, the spouse of Varuna and the goddess of wine, who is of the hue of his radiance. That means similar color, but not exact. At the end of the kalpa, a venomous flame spreads from his mouth, that is Rudra personified and akin to Sakarshan, that destroys the three manifested worlds. So as you can see, there are certain actions and events here which are symbolic of things that we personify, like Sankarshana, Rudra. Why is he drinking poison? Or what is he drinking here? So?
Oh, the soul?
Soul. Okay, maybe. Good point. Good point. You must keep in mind he's a Naga. His spit itself is the poison. He's a Naga. He can hold it. He can hold that flame until the end of life. He can hold it for that long. His spit itself is that poison. If he gives it out, destruction starts. Who is it who likes to drink wine in the chart? Which sign likes to drink wine? Huh? Kumbha. Why?
Shani?
Because of Rahu being the Lord.
Holds.
Rahu being Lord.
Rahu.
No. Yes?
That's a pot that holds the.
It holds the poison, you say. It also holds water.
Yes,
Why is he drinking wine?
Rahu ke
Rahu. So Rahu likes to drink. Why does he like to drink, I'm asking?
No,
Where do we
Shani
see
is the Lord.
food from? Second house.
Yeah.
So, he's drinking second house.
So it's in Mina.
He is in Kumbha because he drinks Meena. Sometimes that Meena is wine. That's why people sometimes, in the Western astrology, they associate wine, drinks and alcohols with 12th house, right? Now you know why. This is the reason. There's a good reason for it. Pajis. He's drinking Pajis.
Druga dependencja, no?
Exactly. He's drinking that. So the drinker is in Kumbha, but what he's drinking is in Meena. Think of this. You must see signs relation with each other.
Yeah, Venus not eat.
And Varuni is therefore attending him there. Varuna is sitting in Cancer. You remember that, right? Varuna is sitting in Karka. Remember we did Aditya's? Fourth Aditya Varuna. Cancer.
Yes.
And he is the one who's helping that Meena over there, which is serving Kumbha. That's the entire focus. Everything is going around that sign, those three signs. Karka is where Varuna is, He's assisting and helping over there in Meena, and that Kumbha is drinking Meena. Obviously his wife must be Makara. Varuna in Karka, Varuni in Makara. And she's an attendant, that means third house. She's attending with Meena. More description. He bears this world like a crown over his head, and is the very foundation on which the 7 tala, the lower regions, are held up. The Naga Kanya, these are supposed to be virgin Nagas. He's written female cobra. Kanya means virgin or young girl, and we know Naga already what it means. Grind sandal paste, which is spread in the akasha by his breath. Prana. This is the cooling aspect. Sandal paste is served because it's cooling. Okay? What ensures that our digestive system doesn't just burn our bodies? There must be some cooling factor. This sandal paste is cooling, and it's cooling through the breath, which is prana. So your prana is cooling your digestive system. Due to this act by the Nagakanya. The Purana Rishi, Garga, who had done the horoscope of Shri Krishna and had also selected a holy name that Krishna should be named after meditation, has learnt the essential principles and foundations of Jyotisha from Sheshanaga, also known as Ananta, which holds the knowledge of the good and evil indicated by the heavens through Nimitta, Shastra and the Graha. This is Jyotish, in other words. He had learnt the what? Jyotisha Tattvatam. It says right there. Essential principles of Jyotish is Jyotisha Tattva. He learnt the entire thing from worshipping Balabhadra or Ananta or Shesha. So, if this Rishi, who among all the Rishis, that he was the one who was selected to do the chart of Shri Krishna, was also the one who gave the name to Shri Krishna. If he worshipped Ananta and got all this knowledge of Jyotish, I think we can also do the same. He was the privileged one who got to see God's chart and gave God a name through which he would be worshipped from 3000 BC until now. When we say Hare Krishna, it is this avatar Krishna we're referring to most of the time. Where did that name Krishna come from? Gargamuni. And he got his knowledge of Jyotish from Sheshana. What do you think we should do? If the child who is to be God, an avatar, landed up on your doorstep, don't you think you're the most privileged astrologer in the entire universe? And they ask you to select the name, and you know that that name is going to be worshipped. It's going to be worshipped. And every time they say that name, it's you they're going to be referring to as the Rishi of that name. Because you gave it. So now you're responsible for that name. So does that mean you have to learn how to find a child's name in a chart? Good name? Yes. It also means you must be this good. This is how good we want you to become. This is how good we want to become. This is the aspiration. As good as Garga. You do that? Done. Settle for life. Done. You've done what you have to do. That one chart, you don't have to do any more charts after this. Yeah, he's from Garga Rishi. His lineage is Garga. This fellow. We are not sure if it was the first Garga or a Garga descendant. In fact, the word Garga is used, which is referring to not Garga, but maybe Garga's wife. So it's a lady. So Rishis are ladies also, right? Yes. Don't be blinded. This may not be a man that's referring to you. Okay? Maybe a lady. Doesn't matter. Really, both the same. Now, so this is how good we have to become. And how will you do that? Only Namo Bhagavate Balabhadraya is what the tradition advises.
Jyotish.
Either way, there's a break. Break.